I have just arrived at Fabric Cycling HQ. Now, when I decided I wanted to get a new seat for my adapted mountain bike created, I knew these guys would be the people to talk to because they're famous for their innovative design. And today's the day I'm going to see all of that hard work start coming together. So I can't wait to get in there and see what they've done. So here we are, but why Fabric? Well, I've wanted to work with Fabric for ages because I love their stuff. Take this ALM seat, for example, and this is one of the reasons that they're great people to work on a job like I've come up with. It's a one-piece saddle. They've worked with Airbus to come up with basically totally new technology that means they can create a one-piece carbon saddle. Now, before this product, everyone would have said that wasn't possible, but it's not how they look at things. They like to collaborate and they really want to learn. And that's what I want to do with this seat. And it's going to take so much technology and so many different people to make this seat happen. And today it's all going to come together, like I said. But wait a minute. Let's go back to the start and see where the journey began and how we got this whole thing rolling. So the seat I've used to this point in my journey as an adaptive mountain biker originates from sit skiing. It's a highly developed piece of equipment that does work well, however it limits my ability to move from my waist in a sideways motion. It also has very basic seat padding, which means I can't spend much time sitting on the bike due to the dangers of pressure marks. And it's also, how can I say this? Well, it's a bit ugly. So the major areas of improvement I want to achieve is more manoeuvrability and a better understanding of the padding. For instance, where my backside needs to be supported and how I can be sat on the bike for longer riding periods. So that will need a new solution to the seat padding. Something that achieves a total contact solution with equal distribution of the pressure across the whole area of seat and backrest. I'd also like to disguise the seat a bit more, so the trunk support is less bulky and maybe even disappears under a race top. I currently have to cut holes in any top I wear so the current seat straps can be hidden out of sight. Because like I said, it's all a bit ugly. So I'm here at the National Composite Centre with Bing Bong.
Hello boys and girls.
We are going to go in here and do some wizardry with this first edition of the seat that Fabric are making. The Fabric guys have arrived already with the Canyon Sender. We're all set up to make this new seat happen. I'm excited.
I'm so excited.
Yes, let's go and have a look inside. That way, I think, that way, that way. This initial brainstorm day has a lot of brains involved. The entire crew from Fabric R&D team are here, but they have also brought along Sarah Frost, a physio and expert in wheelchair posture. Sarah will help us analyse my seating position and find ways to alleviate pressure. Pressure relief is a big concern for any wheelchair user. I need to avoid pressure marks from sitting in a chair too long, so nailing this part of the design is going to be critical to achieving longer riding time. And obviously we have all the engineers from National Composite Centre too, who have previously worked on a sit ski design, which means we can start from a strong point of understanding, because their previous experience and the actual design itself might be a good fit. After several cups of tea, we started to hit on an idea that might work, and using NCC's previous sit ski base, albeit too narrow for actual use, and some old school motocross style kidney belts, we started to marry them together to come up with a direction we could go in for this entirely new approach to an adaptive mountain bike seat. And so the beginnings of this seat started to emerge. Cutting, shaping, recutting, fitting, more cutting. Slowly the idea was coming to life.
We're in the heart of National Composite Centre. This is where they go from, they all deal with composites, carbon fibre, they deal with motorsports, motorbikes, anything with carbon fibre they deal with, and they're super good at it. They deal with a lot of interesting projects like this one. So these guys are working with Fabric and with Martyn to get this cool saddle made for a bike. We're gonna go see this thing get cut. Right, this is the mould to Mr. Ashton's saddle. What this comes in a huge blocks, it gets CNC'd out into the shape you want it to be. Obviously, they measure Martyn's hips because everyone's got different size hips. He's got a bigger bum, so they had to cut this out, put this little bit in here to accommodate the size of his hips. Basically, this gets laid up of carbon fiber and resin, then they bag it, they vacuum seal it, and then this gets shoved in that huge oven under pressure and under high temperature. Gets cured for about 12 hours, something like that, comes out, and then from here, it goes into this room right here, where we've got one of the guys already, and then he's gonna come out of there, he's gonna clean it up, take it back to mine, we'll plonk him back in there and see if it fits.
Slowly the idea was coming to life. Even whilst I sat in the seat, this ensemble of creative minds were working away to adapt each element and identify how to make improvements, and also where we would face challenges to making our dream build a reality. Every detail needed to be ironed out before we could move forward with confidence in what we all wanted to achieve. Next step was to get me sat on the bike with the basic idea in place and get some idea of what my body position would be doing whilst I ride. Instantly the sleek design was looking great, but to achieve this stealth design in a practical reality was going to be tough, because to achieve this level of stealth on the outside, I'd need the minimal amount of foam support on the inside, while still getting the pressure support I must have. I have to admit, at times I was lost on what was going on. It was a feverish sprint of ideas. Thankfully, everyone else seemed to have it covered though. With the brainstorming session done and dusted, we knew that the internal padding of the seat had important parameters. Every millimetre we added in padding would essentially be added to the external size of the seat's carbon shell. We headed to Bath Uni and their sports analysis lab to do some very precise calculations to discover exactly where these two measurement requirements would meet. That meant every Kylie Jenner wannabe's worst nightmare. Let's find out exactly how big my bum looks in this. This is a really strange situation. We're trying to replicate my riding position, and then we're going to take images from that, and then it's going to be potential that we would be able to sculpt a seat pad that would fit specifically to my body. So at the moment we're trying to replicate that riding position with lots of pads and rugby balls. Good pass. So we're putting little balls on me. These are creating little markers on like anatomical landmarks. Was that right? Yeah. That basically means that we can marry up these two different, I guess, bits of information so that they'll both make sense together. And yeah, I mean, and just as on a personal note, having little balls stuck all over you is kind of fun. It's kind of weird. I got to admit, it's weird. Yeah, but it's the weirdest game of rugby I've ever played. I don't understand the rules. Am I winning? Am I winning right now? Who's winning? I don't understand who's winning. The image capture by this 3D scanner would help us create a digital replication of my posterior that we could then use to build the seat design from the inside out. This would avoid us trying to cram me into a carbon tub that had insufficient padding, whilst being able to keep our eye on the external dimensions at the same time. This guy knows how to use an iron. Yeah. You put it on there. Yes, it is. It's very weird seeing my arse so much. But I guess that's the focus of the attention. It's amazing, that image. That's so crazy. Yeah. The guys at Bath Uni have used this tech to create precise fitting prosthetic limbs in the past. using the 3D scan of a limb to help them sculpt foam moulds that fit perfectly to the user, allowing them to use and wear the prosthesis for longer periods of time and in more comfort. Okay, bike time. We're going to do a similar kind of thing. We're going to try and iron me or hair dry me into this computer using the incredibly lame hairdryer but very bright hairdryer. and then we're going to use these cameras around here to get like a Pixar version of Martyn, and then we're going to send him down some imaginary hills. Big jump coming up. Yeah, that looks really good actually, yeah. Lean it over as far as you dare. Lean it over as far as you dare. That's the one that hurts most. Okay, so where am I now? Well, I'm back at Bath Uni, and I think we should recap a minute because we've got a few people working on this seat now. Fabric, of course, but we've also got Bath Uni themselves. We've got the National Composite Centre and Autodesk, all those people helping me develop this incredible seat. Last time I was here, the tech they used was unbelievable. So let's go inside and see what they've got planned for me today. I tell you what, I really feel like this project is gathering some pace now. These guys are putting in so much effort and they're going into such fine details to improve this seat and make it perfect. I think we're going to create something really, really special, and I cannot wait. I cannot wait to ride those bikes. It's going to be amazing. All right, guys, I'm expecting some high tech. Where is it?
It's right there.
The wooden
Super
box.
high tech.
What the hell is that? That's a wooden box.
It's got some padding.
How have we gone from all that 3D scanning and motion capture to this? This is a joke.
Put stickers on it.
And it's kind of fun, right?
It's a still model.
Honestly, this is the best this country's got. There's method to their madness, I'm sure of it. Okay, so what we're actually doing with this box is working out the ideal sitting position for me, and then we're going to fill it with these bean bags that we've got here and inflate those so we get the exact shape of basically my arse. And then once we know what shape I am, like this, these are the things next to it. These are the bean bags we're going to use. This will give us an exact moulding of my behind, and the seat foam will fit exactly into a seat that is the perfect shape. I'm basically being spoilt rotten here because we're using some high-tech stuff to get the perfect result. Just jump on, shall we?
Yeah. I think
Oh, clever. Who took the bars off? That's a genius idea. That's a genius idea. Right, no, do not, gents, sit me on that. Look at it now. I've pointed it out. Do not sit me on that. Because I may not feel it, but mentally I would. Got enough behind me?
Your feet don't reach the pedals.
Oh, that's a problem.
Because, obviously, we've got such a...
Oh, right.
Here.
Can I shovel into it?
If you yeah, dig yourself. Pretend like you're a tortoise burrowing into them.
That's that leg. Lay that. Oh man, I love this bike.
Then just hang That is awesome.
That's you.
I've got a really nice arse.
Quite
That works, doesn't it?
Okay, so we filled the bean bag with me, and then we've sucked all the air out. So now we've got this perfect mould of my behind. What we're going to do next is fill this with some kind of resin that will then go off and be like kind of a permanent Martyn ass. And then we'll have one of them, and then these guys are going to do something with that. I'm not really sure what happens after that, but it's going very well. It's me and my backside. We're all very happy. And here we are, back at Fabric, right next to their development room where all the prototyping's happening. This is one of our first versions that the National Composite Centre put together. Now, I'm going to be attached to that via these great systems. These are essentially the first ones we did earlier today. He's going to strap me into the seat using this, and there's going to be all sorts of clips here, and it's going to be seamless, it's going to be beautiful, so they tell me. And now using that motion capture, Autodesk were able to create this generative design that we've been showing you that's going to be in CNC aluminium. This is a 3D printed version of it, and this is much like the one we will be putting on the bike. So that's going to be coming as well. So it's all coming together, but we can now literally do that. Let's go through into the development room, start working with the guys, and I should, in not very long, a couple of hours maybe, be sat in the seat that I'm going to then go and test somewhere pretty cool. At the moment, we're in the kind of development room. Guys, has this room got a proper name? It hasn't got a proper name, and I'm calling it the development room. It's where all the toys are. It really is top secret, so it's good fun being in here. And as you can see, Nick's working away in the background, messing around with all these different ideas and materials, and then Foy's working away on the carbon shell. At this point, he's working out how the materials that Nick's working on is going to attach to that. And they're trying to get that in a sort of very seamless fashion, so it really fits in. So it's really exciting to see it coming together, and I've got the opportunity to pipe up in a few places and say what I'd like, which is quite fun. Could you change that? Exciting moment now as the guys call me over for the very first fitting of the new adapted seat. Back in. I love all these little tech bits, so that will sit there. What an amazing day. I can't believe how it's come out. I feel so good in it. It looks perfect. I mean, all I need now is to put it on a bike and do some testing. Now, where would be a really good place to go testing? How about Whistler?
That's a super strong look there, Martyn, by the way.
Whistler, yes, here I am at the top of Whistler Mountain. We are about to go down Beeline. I've got Blake Sampson on the back and the seat on the Random Tandem. It feels incredible. We've got all strapping under the shirt, and the shirt just drops over it. kind of melts away. It's starting to feel a lot more like a pair of trousers rather than a big bulky plastic seat that I was in before. We're going to go down Beeline to test it out, and it's all part of the adapted jam at Whistler. This is the first time they've ever done that. So everyone here has all got different reasons to come up with new ways to ride bikes because they've got disabilities, and they're turning it into an ability to mountain bike, which is pretty inspiring. And I'm very pleased to be part of it, and a great way to test out my new fabric seat. Amazing. So this prototype's about to get its first run. Should we do it?
Please, down Beeline.
Right. Let's go.
Oh, you went higher than normal! Don't break my chest.
That's amazing. Oh! This is so scary.
This is where you went into the hole bar. Remember?
Not this time.
There. Yeah. Remember that?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
That was f***ing sick.
So good.
That is scary.
That is so cool.
That's scary, Martin.
That was wicked. That was wicked. So here it is, the final version of this incredible seat design. I could never have imagined how good it would turn out. Fabric has blown my mind with how much work they've put in, all to try and find the best way to do this. And I think they found it. They also weren't happy to stop at the first prototype either, producing this final version that drops straight onto the sender like it was always meant to be there, including this first look at the CNC piece from Autodesk that used the groundbreaking generative design. What I found was all Fabric wanted to do along the way is just learn. That's all they were interested in. At every point they wanted to learn from the experience, and I find that truly inspirational. I'm blown away by the finished design. It's sleek, it's slick, it's simple, and it's got that innovation that I knew Fabric would bring, but it also has the practicality. They've transformed how comfortable I am when I'm sitting in the seat, but also improved my movement whilst I'm in the seat, and this design has given me much more movement I just didn't have previously.
Whoa, my God.
Other obvious leaps forward is the practicality of getting in and out of the seat, the weight of the seat, the textures and the materials that the seat is made from. This new product is truly a dream come true, and I want to say a massive thank you to Fabric for going on this journey with me, being so open-minded. There aren't many brands in cycling industry that would go to those lengths to learn and to improve their own process, use every single resource that they could find to try and realise those improvements. And now I'm really grateful to have this incredible seat to use, and boy am I going to use it. What a journey.